After so many years, the flame of desire still burns brightly within me, undiminished by time or past heartaches. Life has woven its intricate tapestry, filled with moments of joy, sorrow, growth, and rediscovery. Yet somehow, a part of me remains hungry, not just for companionship, but for a connection that stirs the soul and awakens the senses. I find myself daydreaming, imagining the woman who will walk beside me on this next chapter, a woman not shaped by fantasy alone, but touched by grace and genuine beauty. She is intelligent, and there's something incredibly attractive about wit and wisdom. To share conversations that challenge and delight, to laugh fully and understand deeply, these qualities stir me far more than mere appearance. Yet her beauty is undeniable, not the kind painted by fleeting trends or glossy magazines, but the kind born from authenticity. Her hair flows dark and lustrous, falling straight and silky like an untouched river tracing its course through a quiet forest. She embraces the color nature granted her, refusing to alter what was gifted by birth, confident in the harmony of her own reflection. Her eyebrows frame her expressive eyes perfectly, big, alive, and shimmering with an inner fire that hints at passion beneath her calm exterior. These eyes do not rely on artifice. No layers of paint obscure their depth or mute their brightness. She wears no mask of makeup because she knows that true allure rises from within, glowing softly in the light of self-acceptance and natural grace. There is a softness to her contours, a fullness that speaks to feminine strength and vitality. She is a little on the big side, yet her proportions are balanced, her curves a symphony of lines that invite both admiration and tender touch. Her shoulders reveal a gentle toughness, marked not by harshness, but by the subtle evidence of a life lived fully, perhaps hands in soil, tending a garden, arms raised to reach for something beyond, embodying both resilience and grace. Her presence is magnetic, commanding attention without effort. She moves through the room with a quiet confidence, comfortable in her own skin, radiating an allure that has nothing to prove and everything to share. It is this blend of strength and softness, intellect and sensuality that captures my heart and fuels my imagination. As I picture her standing near the recliner where I sit, a sense of anticipation builds inside me. She is both observer and participant, her eyes locked on mine, reflecting a shared desire that needs no words. Together, we embark on an intimate journey, one where every glance, every touch, every sigh is a note in a beautiful melody. This imagined partner, a gift from a benevolent God who understands the desires etched in my heart, feels almost within reach, a companion who meets me where I am, ready to embrace the joys of life and love anew. In this vision, I find comfort and excitement, hope and passion, neatly entwined. Though time has passed and experiences have shaped me, the need for connection remains a constant beacon, guiding me toward a future filled with possibilities. And in this quiet moment of reflection and longing, I smile, knowing that the best is yet to come. My hand moves slowly away from the comfortable armrest, reaching out with deliberate care to grasp the familiar warmth of the joystick. It's a moment to savor a pause before the journey begins in earnest, a gentle prelude to something deeply personal and deeply satisfying. Today is about enjoyment, about embracing the pleasure that comes from taking one's time and savoring every sensation, not rushing toward an end, but relishing the path itself. The heat beneath my palm radiates comfort, a reminder that despite the years, the flame still burns strong and steady. Even now, I appreciate the strength and vitality that remain, feeling a surge of quiet pride at the resilience of my body and spirit. I imagine her watching, her eyes bright and eager, soaking in the slow, intentional rhythm I set. Her presence is both encouraging and thrilling, an unspoken invitation that adds warmth to the air around us. In my mind's eye, she stands nearby, her curvaceous form glowing softly in the ambient light. She knows this dance well, the silent language of desire and affection that requires no words. The atmosphere thickens with anticipation, each heartbeat a drum signaling the start of our shared voyage. Starting gently, my movements are slow and measured, building with steady confidence. The sensations ripple through me, subtle at first, but intensifying with each passing moment. In her imagination, she feels the tender coming together, the sliding and melding that speaks of connection and fulfillment. Watching this scene unfold in my mind, I can sense her growing excitement, the quiet longing mirrored in her gaze. There is a sacredness here, a ritual shared between two souls drawn irresistibly nearer, the beauty found in the simple act of togetherness and mutual appreciation. The engine inside me hums steadily as the rhythm gains momentum. The familiarity of the feeling is comforting, a reminder of all the experiences that led to this moment's calm confidence. Our journey has started, not with a frantic rush, but with a gentle liftoff, fueled by tender exploration and mutual desire. As I continue, the dance becomes more fluid, movements harmonious like a well-rehearsed melody. The connection is palpable, electric, yet tender and respectful, a balance struck that speaks of understanding and care. Her body responds effortlessly to the unfolding rhythm. Subtle gestures, her fingers tracing shapes on her own skin, soft sighs escaping her lips, indicate the growing flame between us. She stands alert, poised near the recliner, offering herself without reservation, participating in the silent exchange. Her engagement is palpable. She is a perfect companion for this journey, attentive and graceful, her playful energy mingling with the calm focus of the moment. I imagine the warmth of her skin, the softness she carries, the strength behind her gentle curves, every detail vivid and alive in this shared reverie. As the moment progresses, the pace begins to quicken gradually, the soft hum turning into a deeper, more insistent roar of anticipation and passion. The space between us seems charged with a magnetic pull, each breath drawing us closer to the peak we seek together. Her eyes never leave mine, shining with a spark that ignites something deeper inside. In this silent dialogue, there is trust, desire, and pure joy, the building blocks of connection that transcend time and circumstance. Though this is a flight of fantasy and memory, the sensations feel tangible, grounded in the intimacy of experience and the rawness of longing. The contrast between the tender beginnings and the mounting intensity reflects life's own rhythms, slow and deliberate, then vibrant and full. The image of her standing near me, her form both delicate and strong, watching and encouraging, fills the room with an almost sacred energy. Together, we soar toward an exhilarating horizon, bound by unspoken promises and the pure delight of shared presence. In this imagined moment, the world contracts until all that exists is this mutual surrender, the gentle touch, the shared breath, and the rising crescendo of pleasure that promises more. I cherish this flight, this suspended time where desire and affection intertwine, reminding me that passion endures, that joy can be found anew, and that the warmth of connection is a gift to be nurtured and celebrated. At cruising altitude, a gentle calm settles over us as the autopilot takes hold, allowing me to shift my focus between the mesmerizing curves before me and the pulsating rhythm within myself. The interplay of sensations grows richer, each heartbeat, each subtle friction, sending waves of warmth radiating from deep inside, weaving a delicate tapestry of connection. There's something almost sacred in the way the outer layer moves, sliding gently back and forth, offering just enough resistance to send tingles that reach all the way to the core of my being. The sensation travels like a secret whispered between body and mind, a language understood without words. Her presence beside me is quiet yet all-encompassing. She watches with bright, attentive eyes that sparkle with shared anticipation, her breathing syncing subtly with my own as the journey ascends into new heights. In this suspended moment, time feels both expansive and intimate. My gaze traces the soft lines of her thighs, where gentle shadows mingle with the glow of the soft light, highlighting the delicate yet powerful essence of her form. Her hair falls loosely, framing her face as she closes her eyes briefly, savoring the rising pleasure that builds between us. Her fingers trace a confident path downward, her movements fluid and assured, revealing the depth of her own desire. A soft, guttural murmur slips from her lips, a sound born of need and delight. Our shared understanding deepens with every subtle gesture, the silent conversation of touch and feeling weaving us closer together. Our breaths grow heavier, the air thick with electricity as the afterburners ignite. The intensity builds rapidly. The pulse quickens like the symphony of a soaring jet climbing ever higher into the stratosphere. She steps closer, a mischievous twinkle lighting her eyes as she presses a finger gently into my waiting mouth. The sweetness of her essence welcomes me, awakening senses long attuned to pleasure's many shades. Against the mounting crescendo, I taste the depth of our connection, the mingling of our energies forming a bridge that carries us beyond the physical into the realm of pure communion. With playful laughter, she withdraws her finger, easing the tension just enough to let me breathe, though only briefly. She leans forward, offering the gentle curve of her breast close to my lips. I tease her lightly, my tongue flicking teasingly at her sensitive skin, eliciting a giggle that dances through the quiet room. Her body responds with inviting warmth as I deepen my kiss, savoring the softness, the sweetness, the electric charge that flows between us. The taste, the scent, the feel-all blend into a heady mix that draws me deeper into the moment. She straightens, stepping back to give me space, her eyes shining with a mix of anticipation and admiration. She watches intently as my hands move with practiced care, acknowledging the years that have honed these tender skills. Her voice, low and velvety, cuts through the charged stillness. I see your strength," she murmurs, observing the subtle yet powerful movements that speak of vitality and life. Every part of her seems alive to the experience, the gentle sway of her hips, the subtle arch of her back, the way her hands play with the delicate peaks of her own body, all signaling a readiness that mirrors my own. The connection between us weaves a story of mutual desire and respect, a dance as old as time itself, yet forever new each time it is shared. In the charged air between us, the blend of softness and strength creates a perfect tension. She moves closer again, her proximity a silent invitation that bridges the spaces left by unspoken words. The rhythmic pulse of our joined anticipation carries us forward, a soaring flight that promises a horizon aglow with shared discovery and profound joy. This moment, etched in memory and imagination alike, embodies the exquisite balance of control and surrender, strength and tenderness, knowing and yearning, an intimate journey navigated not by haste, but by the deep trust inherent in truly seeing and being seen. Now fully immersed in the rhythm, every motion pulsates with heightened intensity as I surrender to the tide of sensation flowing between us. She moves with a confident grace, seamlessly taking the lead in this delicate dance, her hands skilled and sure, guiding the moment with tender precision. My own fingers trace the contours of her curves, exploring the softness and strength intertwined in her every gesture. There is a magnetic charge in the air, a silent language spoken through touch and gaze, binding us in mutual surrender and fierce delight. Her focus sharpens, eyes locked onto mine with an intensity that both excites and comforts, conveying a shared understanding. We are partners in this beautiful communion, navigating peaks and valleys with harmony and care. Each touch and glance deepens the experience, weaving layers of emotion and sensation into something richer than mere physical connection. Her hands move with purposeful skill, coaxing waves of warmth and pleasure that ripple through me like a symphony building toward its grand crescendo. Time seems to bend and stretch, moments stretching languidly as anticipation coils tightly within us both, ready to release at the perfect instant. And then, with a playful, knowing smile, she asks the question I've been longing to hear. "Do you want me to take us home?" My breath hitches at her words, body trembling with the delicious thrill of relinquishing control and placing trust in her capable hands. I nod, barely able to summon words as the wildfire of sensation crackles through every fiber of my being. She leans toward me, her curves arching elegantly as she positions herself near, poised at the threshold of climax and connection. My fingers roam upward, gripping the softness of her thigh, then roaming behind to press firmly but tenderly against the swell of her hips, sending a clear signal. The moment has come. Where once my left hand danced teasingly, it now rests gently on the armrest, yielding to her expert touch as she cradles and guides me with tender fervor. Her right hand presses firmly but lovingly against the nerve center, stimulating and coaxing, bridging the barriers of time and memory to ignite a fire still fierce and unyielding. The synergy is palpable. Her every motion is a masterful stroke in a masterpiece composed of passion and care. Our connection ignites the final ascent, a surge of energy that catapults us toward a climax both inevitable and exquisite. The release crashes over me like waves, warm and consuming, carrying away tension and filling the space with a shimmering radiance. She giggles softly, delight sparkling in her eyes as the fruits of our journey settle tenderly upon her skin. The marks we share are tokens of intimacy, badges of youthful fire and veteran grace entwined. Afterwards, my body sinks into the embrace of the recliner, freedom mingling with repose as I catch my breath and bask in the afterglow. She licks the delicate traces left behind with gentle care, her devotion evident in every subtle movement. Our eyes meet, a spark of unspoken gratitude and joy passing between us. We remain close, the soft warmth of her body pressed to mine, hearts beating in quiet harmony as the world fades away. One good turn deserves another, I whisper, and she smiles, understanding immediately. Without hesitation, she moves closer still, straddling the arm of the chair, offering herself for the next act of our shared symphony. My fingers explore tenderly, slipping inside to find the core of her passion. The rhythm between us becomes a seamless flow, a give and take so perfectly balanced it blurs the lines between action and reaction, between taking and receiving. She holds onto the top of the recliner to steady herself, her moans rising in smoky waves that fill the space with raw, unfiltered desire. I curl my finger, pressing softly into a hidden tender spot that sends her into waves of bliss. Her body convulses with release, energy spilling forth in an exquisite cascade, meeting my hand eager and full. Not a drop escapes as I brush it into my beard and savor the lingering sweetness, sealing the moment with reverence and hunger. Her deep moans resonate with the shared satisfaction that only comes from true connection, the healing of need met, the comfort of longing fulfilled. As she rises, turning gracefully, she settles her curves into my arms, surrendering to the peace that follows passion's storm. "We can shower later," I murmur, and she smiles, curling into the warmth of my embrace. Together, we drift softly toward sleep, hearts intertwined and spirits renewed, ready for whatever new dawn awaits us both. The gentle descent after the heights of passion feels tender and soothing, like a soft landing after a thrilling journey through clouds of shared desire. My body relaxes slowly, sinking deeper into the cushioned embrace of the recliner, while a comforting warmth settles over my skin and soul. She sits close beside me, the curves of her body a familiar and soothing presence against mine. Her laughter bubbles softly as she playfully brings a hand to her mouth, delicately tasting the traces of our intimacy with a tenderness that both enthralls and comforts. With slow, deliberate movements, she spreads the warmth across her skin, a silent testament to the closeness we share. The look in her eyes draws me in a mixture of joy, affection, and a promise of more to come. This is not merely a conclusion, but a gentle bridge to what awaits in the quiet moments beyond our passion. Wrapped in this embrace, words feel unnecessary. Our connection speaks volumes in the softness of touch and the steady rhythm of our beating hearts. As the heat of the moment cools to a comfortable glow, I smile inwardly at the thought of what lies ahead. "One good turn deserves another," I murmur, my voice low with lingering desire and affection. Understanding immediately, she moves with a grace that takes my breath away, straddling the arm of the recliner to give me better access to Hera, silent invitation, and an open heart rolled into one. My fingers slide gently along the curve of her leg, steady and reverent as they find the softness that calls to me. The rhythm between us shifts and melds into something fluid and alive, a dance that blurs the lines between giver and receiver, between offering and longing. Her movements respond, gentle at first, then growing stronger as she rides the wave of connection we create together, her hands gripping the chair's edges as she seeks balance and releases tension. Our shared tempo carries us to new heights, the interplay of touch and breath weaving a rich tapestry of sensation and emotion. I curl one finger with care, seeking the secret places that bring her purest delight. Her moans grow deeper, richer, trembling beneath the surface as she holds on to me with an urgency that speaks both of desire and trust. The release washes over her in waves, her body quivering with pleasure as she pours forth her warmth into my open hand. Not a drop wasted, I gather every bit with a reverence reserved only for sacred gifts, brushing it into my beard before tasting the sweetness lingering there. Her soft moan deepens, a sound of satisfaction, relief, and deep connection that fills the room and echoes in my heart. In the aftermath, she rises and turns gracefully, settling her curves back into my arms with a sigh of contentment. The world outside this shared bubble fades to a distant hum, leaving us wrapped tightly in the glow of aftercare and mutual tenderness. I whisper, "We can shower later," a promise of continued closeness and gentle care beyond this moment. She curls against me, melting into the warmth of my embrace as sleep begins to take us, a peaceful surrender to the quiet comfort of being held and seen. As eyelids flutter closed and breathing slows to an even rhythm, a profound sense of gratitude fills me for the intimacy shared, the loneliness eased, and the hope that this journey is just beginning. Here, in the stillness that follows storm and flight, we rest, two souls intertwined, hearts beating in harmony, ready to face the dawn together.